Coming up on the season premiere of Jersey Sports Zone, we touch down in Trenton, where Tornadoes quarterback Donovan Ford put an F5's worth of points up on the board against the Academy at Palumbo.
In Jersey City, I'm Alex Lorenzo, and tonight on Jersey Sports Zone, you're going to get a chance to see 3 Notre Dame commits as St. Peter's Prep opens up their season looking for a win over Union City.
I'm Courtney DuPont reporting from Byrnes High School, where Byrnes just took on one of their biggest rivals, the Shabazz Bulldogs. Tensions were rising while flags flew across the field. Coming up on Jersey Sports Zone.
I'm Brian Dinavellis in Dunellen, where the Destroyers kicked off the 2017 high school football season against a playoff-tested Brook team. We'll have the highlights coming up next on the Jersey Sports Zone.
I'm Mike Frankel in Hammonton, where the Blue Devils are hosting the Bridgeton Bulldogs for a Labor Day weekend Week 0 matchup. Both teams missing out on the playoffs a year ago, so of course both looking to get off to strong starts this season. We'll have the highlights for you in just a bit.
Welcome to Jersey Sports Zone. I'm Rich Krampanis, and we are so excited to launch our brand new website with statewide coverage of great New Jersey high school sports all year long. We begin with high school football. Every Friday and Saturday, we will bring you great action from around the state, thanks to support from our incredible sponsors. We don't like to talk much about what we're going to do. We want to show it to you. So we jump right into the highlights. 12 games from Week 0. Let's start our high school football coverage here on JerseySportsZone.com. St. Peter's Prep opening up their season with a home matchup versus Union City. The Marauders are looking like one of the most talented teams in the country and certainly all of New Jersey. And it didn't take long for Notre Dame commits to make an impact on the game. Jason Adamalola gets into the backfield, the tackle for the loss. Then another Fighting Irish commit, Shane Simon, evading tackles. He lowers his shoulder for a 21-yard gain. Simon was punishing. Quarterback Masai Maynor steps in as a junior in his first start, looking smooth. Maynor keeps it himself, the 4-yard touchdown run, 7-0 St. Peter's Prep. And the Marauder defense is the real deal. Damani Falconer with the quarterback sack for the big loss. And then it's Maynor and Simon going back to work. Simon across the middle, gain of 17 yards. And then Masai Maynor, great poise in the pocket. This is a 24-yard gain, and it would lead to this. Rutgers commit Zamir Mickens from a yard out, 14-0 St. Peter's Prep. Union City in punt formation, trouble here. The Marauders recover and have great field position, and they give it right back to Mickens. Zamir Mickens, his second TD run of the game, this one from 5 yards out, 21-0 St. Peter's Prep. The Marauders get the ball back before the half, and Maynor is on the move again. He is showing great dual threat ability, good for 21 yards, and then it's Maynor rolling right to Asante Hahir in the corner of the end zone from 5 yards out. 28-0 St. Peter's Prep at the half, and there was no let up in the second half. Shane Simon has reservations for 6. The INT, 26 yards, and that right there is the knockout punch. St. Peter's Prep opens the 2017 season with a 48-0 win over Union City. The Marauders are on their way to Philadelphia next Saturday for a game against St. Joseph Prep. My oh my, we saw one of the top teams in New Jersey make an impressive opening statement with a shutout win at home over Union City. We journey down to Duncan, South Carolina. 2 national powers going head-to-head. Don Bosco Prep on the road at Byrnes. Early on, a good drive for Don Bosco. James Jobson with the short TD run. The Ironmen take a 7-0 lead. Byrnes would turn to Ben Henson, and check out Henson on this long return, gives Byrnes excellent field position, and on the very next play, Ben Henson takes the screen, and he is gone. This tied the game at 7, this game would wind up going down to the very end. Don Bosco Prep had a 21-7 lead, but Byrnes put together 17 points in the span of 5 minutes to get a 24-21 win over the Ironmen. Byrnes out of South Carolina, a traditional power just like Don Bosco Prep. That game was played in front of a packed stadium in Duncan, South Carolina. As Don Bosco Prep will come back up to the Garden State, they will have their first in-state game next Saturday when they take on Seton Hall Prep. Great ball game in South Carolina. Don Bosco falls short. 24-21, Byrnes tops the Ironmen on Friday night. Great to have Brian D. Novellis on our Jersey Sports Zone team. He takes us for the next round of our high school football highlights.
The Dunellen Destroyers taking a different approach as they walked arm in arm onto the field to take on Bound Brook in their opening game. First possession for the visitors, quarterback David Lepoidovin throws a strike to a familiar target. Joe Lepoidovin inside the 30 to the Dunellen 25. 2 plays later, Lepoidovin back to pass to the end zone, and what a grab by Joshua Igiogu. One-on-one, he hauls it in. Extra point good. Bound Brook jumped out to a 7-0 lead. Next possession, Lepoidovin back to pass again. This one intended for Jaden Chavis, but it's picked off by Mike Harmon. He's popped and fumbles, but it's recovered by Baraka Yabidi near midfield. After a 3-and-out, the Destroyers were forced to punt, and the snap goes over the head of Harmon. This one didn't end well for Dunellen, so Bound Brook takes over deep in Dunellen territory, and early in the second quarter, watch this effort by Ahmad Campbell. He appears to be stopped by everybody in red, but Campbell was like the little engine that could. The whistle never blew. Touchdown Crusaders, 14-0. Turnovers were the story of the first half. Dunellen struggled to get anything going offensively. The fumble recovered by Campbell. It was one of 3 turnovers by Dunellen. Bound Brook went into halftime with a 21-0 lead.
We really stressed turnovers this week because we thought it could be the difference in the game, and I think we played very physical, so I think it caused some turnovers, and everything we worked on this week kind of made me look smart, you know, so that was good.
Nice when that happens.
Yeah, once in a while. Yeah.
Fourth quarter, still 21-0, and it's Bound Brook that gets careless with the ball. That's a fumble. Yabidi pounces on it at the Crusaders' 11, and Dunellen would cash in. 4th and 1, the pitch to Jacob Sanders, touchdown Destroyers. They had new life. It's 21-8 with 8 minutes to go, but they never got closer. Under a minute to play, Harmon trying to make a play instead. It's picked off by Nigel Wilson. Wilson takes it back 26 yards for the touchdown. Bound Brook wins 28-8. They got off to a quick start and never looked back.
We'll correct some of those mistakes, and the sky's the limit, right? When we correct our mistakes, keep our heads in the game, the sky's the limit with this team. Really, really proud of you guys. Round of applause.
We get momentum with the turnover and then more momentum with the score on top of that, and I think it's hard to answer off of that.
Our defense has mostly always been good. We proved that today. Turnovers, everything. We proved it all today.
On the other side of the field, even in defeat, Dunellen head coach Dave DiNapoli knows he has something to build on, beginning with the fact that his Destroyers outscored Bound Brook 8-7 in the second half.
They came out a little flat, a little nervous maybe. They weren't playing the football that we were normally playing, tough football in the trenches, and they came back out second half and remedied it. So we'll see. I think we're going to grow from this, and they played a lot better than they have in the past couple of years.
Reporting for the Jersey Sports Zone, I'm Brian D. Novellis.
Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Holmdel is being brought to you by Bayshore Community Bank. Our Week 0 coverage takes us now to Kenilworth. The Brealey Bears coming out roaring against the Holmdel Hornets. This was an entertaining ball game. A little bit of field position early on. Brealey's Brian Lesnowiski with the sack on Jeff DeSico. And that puts an end to Holmdel's opening drive. But the Holmdel defense has an answer of their own. Brandon Sagafi, big quarterback sack. And this young man would play a big role in Holmdel's defense. After a slow start, here come the Hornets. Jeff DeSico to Cameron LaMountain. And look at the big fella rumble. That is a 47-yard gain down to the 18. And the Holmdel offense got in sync. Second quarter, DeSico to Alex Galarza. This is a 4th down conversion. It keeps the drive alive, and it would lead to this. Alex Unansky, great job of getting that snap down. Unansky good to go from 21 yards out. Only points in the first half, 3-0 Holmdel at the end of 2 quarters. Second half, more great Holmdel defense. Brandon Sagafi is at it again. Sagafi with his 2nd quarterback sack. He was playing with a banged-up knee. This young man is a warrior. And then Holmdel goes back to Alex Galarzo. Look at this run by Galarza after the catch. 35-yard gain inside the 10-yard line. This Holmdel team had just 2 wins last season. They're hungry for improvement, and you see the hard work paying off here. Dean Gallo just won't give up. Absorbing the hits, that's a great run. Wow. 10 yards for Dean Gallo, 10-0 Hornets at the end of 3. But Brealey had a big 4th quarter in them. This is Mikey Ramos from 10 yards out. He kind of snuck in there through the line. Great run there. It's a 10-6 game. Holmdel up 4. The Hornets answer right back. It's Cameron LaMountain bulldozing his way into the end zone. That's a 33-yard sprint. Holmdel takes a 17-6 lead. So now Brealey at home, down double digits. The Bears inside the 35. A great grab right there. And Brealey's going to tighten things up because this is a 10-yard TD by senior Jordan Stewart. He gets into the zone. It's 17-12. And there's still time on the clock. Brealey would get the ball back with just under 2 minutes to go, no timeouts, looking for a game-winning drive. Everyone in Holmdel is hanging on the edge of their seats. Scott DuPont on 4th down makes this pass break up, and it's victory formation for the Holmdel Hornets. And Jeff Reynos' young team delivers a huge, huge confidence-boosting win. What a tremendous football game. 17-12 is your final. Cameron LaMountain, 104 yards on the ground. You saw his touchdown. And how about Brandon Sagafi with a pair of sacks and a forced fumble? After the game, R.J. Cook caught up with a jubilant Holmdel Hornets team who were emotional after a hard-fought road win.
I did it for my teammates. I did it for those coaches. They've given everything for me. I give everything for them. Everything I have is because of them, and everything they have is because of me. Everybody worked together as a team, and it was amazing. It was an amazing program win.
Well, I think it's validation for all of the hard work. You know, these kids, you know, we've talked about it all summer. You know, these kids come in, they work hard every day. They put the work in the weight room in. They put the work on the practice field in. You know, we asked them at the beginning of the year to give us all-out effort, you know, 4 to 6, A to B. That's our saying, right? So for us to come up here and beat a program like Brealey is, you know, that's just it's a huge win for us. It's a big win for us.
2 more short conference teams in Week 0 action at Central Regional High School. It's the Golden Eagles hosting Southern Regional, and what a ball game. One of the best in the state. Early on, special teams playing a role. This is Shane Black, the left foot from 35. Man, that would have been good from 50. Big boot by Black, 3-0 Central in front. And then Kavan Chambers had himself a night. Tough to bring down. That's Chambers for 23 yards. Second quarter, Joe Fowler to Blake Horgan. That's good for 19 yards. It would lead to this. Kavan Chambers, good blocking right there. Chambers is in the zone. He lunges in. 10-0 Central Regional at the half. It looked like the Eagles were in control. But in the second half, Southern makes a game of it. Big play here. Great defense by Southern. The ball pops out. Mike Levine falls on the loose football. And so that turnover gives Southern Regional a little bit of life. On the first play from that turnover, This is John Dolphin. Dolphin, great yards after the catch. 31-yard gain, and Southern is now feeling it. Cole Robinson was able to really mix and match here on this drive. Look at that play, a little juggling act. It's Barnett coming down with the reception. Matt Barnett with a key play. It sets up Joe Mealy. Mealy from 2 yards. We got a 10-7 game in the third quarter. So that turnover was huge. And then Southern goes with the onside kick. Zach Hem. Good execution. It's Barnett falling on it. And now Southern is in business. Joe Mealy was hampered by injuries the last 2 years. Look for big things from number 5. Mealy from 3 yards out. He's in the zone. 14-10. Southern with back-to-back touchdowns. 9:40 to go. Southern Regional up by 4. Oh, but this game would go back and forth. These are two good football teams out of Ocean County. Kevon Chambers is going to be a name to watch. Chambers on the right side picks up 37 yards. Last year, Central Regional had Mike Bickford, one of the best backs in the state. Chambers is filling the shoes, no problem. Chambers. A 7-yard touchdown run. Central takes the lead back. 6:05 to go. It's 17-14. Eagles in front. But this Southern team showed a lot of moxie. The southpaw Robinson finds Schneider juiced. That's a 26-yard gain. And then on 4th and 2, what a great play call here. Cole Robinson keeps it himself, 13 yards. Zach Hem would kick a field goal. We're going to overtime, tied at 17. In OT, Southern gets the ball first. Matt Barnett, right side, 25-yard run. The extra point is no good, so Southern has a 6-point lead, 23-17. Central gets the ball in the first overtime, and it's Kevon Chambers stepping up big. Chambers to the house, 25 yards. We're tied at 23, and that means the game is going to be settled on the foot of Shane Black. He needs to make this extra point for the win. Got it. And they are thrilled in Bayville, New Jersey tonight because the Central Regional Golden Eagles come through in overtime. Wow, that was one fantastic ball game. 24-23 is your final. Look at the numbers for Kevon Chambers. 24 carries, 201 yards, 3 touchdowns. Those are Mike Bickford type numbers. Got to give it up to Southern Regional. Down 10-0 at the half. They picked themselves off the mat, put themselves in the lead. This one went back and forth. Coach Chuck Donahue, a legend. I'm sure that Southern Regional is going to bounce back, but for Coach Justin Fumando, a chance to celebrate a quality win. 24-23, overtime football from the Shore Conference. Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Trenton is being brought to you by Princeton Orthopedic Associates. Let's go to Trenton High. The Academy at Palumbo out of Pennsylvania paying a visit to the Tornadoes. Trenton jumped out to a 6-0 lead, falling on the opening kickoff in the end zone later in the first. This is Donovan Ford to the air. Great grab there by Jair Brown. Great extension. 34-yard gain. The drive would stall at the end of one. Trenton with a 6-0 lead. But what a huge second quarter for the Tornadoes. It starts with Jair Brown. Look at the change of direction right there. Awesome run. 42 yards. Good blocking up ahead by the Tornadoes. Trenton with a 13-0 lead. Later in the second, 3rd and 22, Donovan Ford does an awesome job of getting away from the rush. Passes to Bill Hackett. 25-yard touchdown pass. It's 21-0. And then Bill Hackett on 3rd and long, gonna walk the tightrope. Great balance right here. Look at that speed by Bill Hackett. 3rd touchdown of the game. Hackett is dancing. It's 28-0 Trenton. Late second quarter, Palumbo threatens, but Jason Davis's pass is picked off by Prince Jones in the end zone. At the half, Trenton in control with a 28-0 lead. Opening kick of the second half. The highlights kept coming. Jair Brown was dynamic. Fields it at the 14. He has got some great footwork, and he's got the speed. Jair Brown, elusive. Jair Brown to the house. 86 yards. That's how you want to start the second half. 34-0 Tornadoes in front. The Trenton defense was opportunistic. They caused 4 turnovers, including this pick by Rayshawn Austell. It gives Trenton great field position and gives the Tornadoes one more touchdown to close it out, and it's Donovan Ford. Great throwing by this young man in this game, but here he is showing off his ability to run. A dual threat quarterback. Great moves, and he's in the zone. Donovan Ford from 36 yards out, and a great start to the season for the Trenton Tornadoes. Congratulations to head coach Gray Heislip with his first win leading the Trenton Tornadoes. Bill Hackett with 3 touchdowns, 1 defensive, 1 catch, 1 run. And you saw Jair Brown, who was awesome in this game. He had a big 42-yard run and that 86-yard kickoff return. Trenton gets a 40-0 win over Palumbo. And thanks to Princeton Orthopedic Associates for signing on as one of our big sponsors here on Jersey Sports Zone. They're the reason we were able to bring you Trenton's opening win over Palumbo. Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of West Windsor-Plainsboro South is being brought to you by Princeton Orthopedic Associates. Let's head over to Columbus. Friday Night Lights are back for Northern Burlington hosting West Windsor-Plainsboro South. The Pirates look strong on the opening drive. Max Bruno to Anthony Taylor. A big gain on 3rd down into Greyhounds territory. Next play, Bruno looking for Tim Wood near the end zone, but Burlington's Amir Stevenson intercepts the underthrown ball. It was the start of big things to come for the sophomore. 1st and goal from the 7, Cameron Clouser keeps the ball. He's rumbling and stumbling into the zone. Zach hops with the extra point, makes it 7-0 Northern Burlington. West Windsor-Plainsboro South answers to start the second. Bruno to a wide-open Taylor in the end zone. 20-yard touchdown. We're tied up at 7 later in the second. Pirates punting on 4th down. The snap goes over the head of Charlie Day. Gabe Sampson makes the tackle. The Greyhounds take over on the 15-yard line. And Clouser keeps it on 3rd and 2, follows his offensive line across the goal line. 6-yard touchdown, 14-7 Northern Burlington in front. But on the ensuing kickoff, the Pirates have an answer. Xavier Smith loses the handle for a moment, but check out this recovery. The juke towards the sideline. He got space, and the senior turns on the afterburners. 85 yards. Xavier Smith is able to tie the game up at 14 with 2:31 to go in the half. Northern Burlington is able to get some momentum heading into the locker room. Hops from 22 yards out. It's good to go at the half. Northern Burlington with a 17-14 lead. It was all Amir Stevenson to open the 3rd quarter. He breaks open a 20-yard run here. He would carry the ball 4 more times. It results in a 7-yard touchdown. Amir Stevenson gives Northern Burlington a 24-14 lead. And Stevenson wasn't done there. Later in the 3rd, this, a 10-yard touchdown run. Northern Burlington takes a 31-14 lead. Northern Burlington calls Stevenson one more time. Here is a 14-yard touchdown for Amir Stevenson. And Northern Burlington goes on to a 38-14 win over West Windsor-Plainsboro South. A big game for Amir Stevenson. You saw it in the highlights. 175 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. The Greyhound defense was able to pitch a shutout in the second half as Northern Burlington wins by 24 to open the season in impressive fashion. Let's go across the border now where Neri Rodriguez has St. Augustine's opener at Villanova University against a PA Power.
Thanks, Rich. After a noisy offseason, St. Augustine was really looking forward to this season opener. Unfortunately, Malvern Prep had this game circled, and the result was a 27-7 blowout. Battle of the Preps, St. Augustine versus Malvern, and right from the beginning, the place was jumping. Malvern wins the toss and chooses to defer. Opening drive for the Hermits, Ryan Betts looking to set the tone early as he delivers this crushing blow on the second play of the game, but that was only the beginning. First drive of the game for Malvern, and sound the alarm, there's an air raid as Drew Gunther drops it into Ryan Lacone for the 28-yard touchdown. They would miss the extra point, so 6-0 with 3:49 remaining in the first. Next possession for the Hermits, Shamir Collins trying to get something going and hauls in the big grab on a 3rd and long. Same series, new quarter. St. Augustine looking to get on the board with a field goal, but it's wide left for kicker Nathan Fondacaro. 6 remaining in the second quarter, and Drew Gunther shoots Quincy Watson the screen pass, and you're going to need to see this. With multiple defenders hanging off of him, he finds the promised land to put his team up 12-zip. The kicker would make it 13. Next drive, Herman's trying to get something going, and Shamir Collins grabs another one. It would be short-lived, though. Couple plays later, after a holding penalty, Chris Allen trying to find Collins again, but Ryan Lacone is there to make another big catch, this time on defense. Second half will not get any easier for St. Augustine. Opening drive, Gunther airs it out and finds Kevin Boyle on this beautiful 45-yard pass, and it pretty much continued from there. Start of the fourth quarter, O'Shan Allison by the length of his arm scores on this close 5-yard touchdown. Let's take another look. Just breaks the plane to get the TD. Later, Herman's trying to salvage some pride as the fourth quarter winds down, and Chris Allen floats it to Xavier File to break the shutout. 27-7 is your final score from Villanova Stadium. St. Augustine drops their season opener in unlikely fashion as Malvern Prep starts the year off with a fresh W. The Hermans will look to rebound next week when they take on Atlantic City. For Jersey Sports Zone, I'm Neri Rodriguez.
Hey guys, SNJ today's Mike Frankel for Jersey Sports Zone. A week 0 matchup here between Hammonton and Bridgeton. These teams went to triple overtime a year ago with the Blue Devils coming out on top, and now it's round 2 to start this season. We picked things up in the second quarter, still no score when Hammonton's Daquan Murray breaks off a big run. Murray down the sideline for a 33-yard gain, and the Blue Devils have something cooking. Later in the drive, quarterback Christian Weissman fakes the handoff, and he's on the move. Weissman inside the 5. Is he in? Not quite, as the officials rule him down at the 1-yard line. Jacob Cooper can handle things from there, the junior fullback plunging in for the first touchdown of the game. 7-0 Hammonton at the half. Third quarter, Sean Riker gets the call on the ground for the Blue Devils. Riker bouncing it to the outside before he cuts it back to the middle. Bridgeton's Robert Saunders makes a touchdown-saving tackle, but a 59-yard pickup from Riker, and that'll certainly move the chains. And later in the drive, Weissman goes to the air, throwing to the end zone for Murray, and he makes the catch for a score. A perfect throw and a fantastic catch in double coverage. Hammonton extends that lead 14-0. Fourth quarter now, the Bulldogs are running out of time. Bridgeton has to throw the football, and the Blue Devils are all over it. It's Weissman with the interception, and the junior makes it a pick 6. What a night for Christian Weissman, and the Blue Devils blank the Bulldogs. 23-0 the final. Hammonton takes care of business to open the season. I'm Mike Frankel for JerseySportsZone.com.
Let's head out to Bernards High School, where Shabazz paying a visit to the Mountaineers. Bernards reaching the state finals last year. This was a game that was marred by a lot of flags on both sides of the ball, working out those kinks in week 0. In the first half, this is a big play here. The snap goes over the head of the punter. Shakur Williams scoops it up, and there he goes, off to the races. 30 yards for Shakur Williams. Shabazz takes a 7-0 lead. Bernards would answer back and draw even. This is Lofton Hoover on the QB keeper from 4 yards out. We're tied up at 7 apiece. Late first half, Shabazz would take the lead heading into the locker room. Huge play here. Anthony Travis to Nasir Collins. He's out of bounds at the 1-yard line. No worries. Cyrus Harbin finds the zone from a yard out. At the half, Shabazz with a 14-7 lead. Fast forward to the fourth quarter, 8 minutes to go. This is the play that was the knockout punch. Javis Hanks, the senior cornerback, getting it done on special teams. He is gone. 60 yards on the punt return. Shabazz takes a 21-7 lead. They would score 2 more touchdowns as the Shabazz defense was outstanding in the second half. 35-7 is your final. So Shabazz goes on the road. Last year, this was a 54-40 shootout that saw Shabazz come out on. Last year, this was a 54-40 Shabazz win that was a shootout. This time around, a close game for 3 quarters before Shabazz pulls away. 35-7 is your final. After the game, our Courtney DuPont with post-game reaction from the victorious Bulldogs.
Choo Choo is back on the money. I call myself choo-choo because I run hard and nobody could stop me. I told myself before the game that I was going to get one, and when I got one, it felt real good. I felt real relieved that I put the team in the lead.
The first half where I dropped that pass, I came to the sideline, I was very frustrated, but I know it's still life in the game. So I came back, I talked to my coaches, I'm like, Coach, I'm going to get you one. So there you see I scored a touchdown. I told Coach I was going to give me one back, and, I just had to do what to do.
I felt real good. I just started off the game how I wanted to, and I tell myself playmakers make plays, and it was an opportunity to make a play, and I think I did that.
We went very hard in practice. We ran hard. We went hard in the weight room. We knew they were a big Group 2 school, and we had to come out vicious. I just knew that the middle was open. It was a truck play, so I had one-on-one with the backer. I made a move and got up. I was fast enough.
Good job, son. Like you said, playmakers make plays. Playmakers make plays. Just a dub and touchdowns in the ring right here.
Friday morning football in Morristown, an 11 a.m. kickoff as the Crimson of Morristown-Beard hosting Pennington. Pennington with a 34-16 win last year. 2017, a different story. And get ready to meet one of the big name headlines for week 0. This is Taj Valentine. The Crimson senior captain is off to the races. 47-yard touchdown, 6-0 Morristown-Beard. And Taj Valentine, he was just getting started. Wait till you see his stats. Man, later in the first. Pennington punting it away. Ryan Russo on one bounce, fields it. And this is how you make the highlights on Jersey Sports Zone. Ryan Russo up the middle. Great maneuvering. He's able to absorb a little bit of contact, and he is gone. 70 yards for the touchdown. Great play there by Ryan Russo. And now Morristown-Beard going for 2. Kelly Declan, good job on the QB keep. 14-0 Morristown-Beard after 1. Second quarter, the Taj Valentine show continues. This is some serious speed by Taj Valentine. 88 yards. He's well over 100 yards in the second quarter. And it was just the start of big things. 20-0 Morristown-Beard. Valentine was just simply sensational. Give credit to Pennington. They answer back in the second. Ian Crosland up the middle. 6 foot 220. That's good for 30 yards, and it would lead to this. Brandon West, the Pennington quarterback, is able to fire it to Mackay Muse. Good job of battling to get in the zone. He breaks the plane. Crosland would add a 2-point conversion. So Pennington's on the board. It's 20-8. But in the final 3 minutes, Morristown puts together 2 impressive scoring plays. Nate Panza from 25 yards out. And the first half scoring is closed out. Major Jones, the 26-yard touchdown grab. 36-8 at the half. Morristown-Beard goes on to a 50-22 win over Pennington. Look at those numbers for Taj Valentine. 19 carries, 338 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Every Sunday on Jersey Sports Zone, we're going to post the top plays and top performers and ask you to vote. And I'll tell you right now, Taj Valentine is going to be up for our first game ball of the year. So I hope everyone in Morristown comes back to Jersey Sports Zone and cast their vote so we can go to practice and present a game ball to Taj Valentine. We'll have the top 10 performers in the state, and I know that Taj Valentine will be nominated. What a game. 50-22 is your final. Morristown-Beard opens the season with an impressive win over Pennington. In Sparta, Sussex Tech opened their season hosting Roselle Park. The Panthers looking for a road win. They wasted no time. 20-0 lead early in the second, and Roselle Park is driving again. But Patrick Gergich's pass broken up nicely by Ryan Kincaid. Nice play there by the Sussex Tech D, but Roselle Park's going to add onto their lead. Gergich to Dylan Camillo. Camillo breaks through into the zone. 22-yard scoring play makes it 27-0. The Panthers defense showed up big on Friday afternoon as well. Jawan Gaskew with a big tackle for a loss. And then it's Camillo's turn. Bursting into the backfield. That is a monster hit right there. And Dylan Camillo had himself a day. Another big-time lick. Camillo had 100 yards on the ground, 4 total touchdowns to go along with 11 tackles. Roselle Park goes on to a 33-7 win on the road versus Sussex Tech. Sussex Tech was originally scheduled to host People's Prep of Newark, but that football program has been shut down. Roselle Park stepped in to replace them, and the Panthers come away with a big win to start their season.
Listen, we got to get after it today. It's the first day. The word we're going to stick with is being humble, grateful. This wasn't given to us. We had to earn this. So just be grateful for the opportunity. The best part of my day is being out here with you. The best part of my day. I like your vibe today, Josh. Everybody wants the big C on their jersey and look all fancy, but who's going to do the dirty work?
And we hope you head over to JerseySportsZone.com. Check out some of our great content, including that inside look at Lakewood football. You can download our app for free at the App Store and Google Play, and you can have all of our highlights right on your mobile device. Coming up on Saturday, another high school football highlight show. We've got 6 games of action, including St. Joe's Montvale with a big showdown against Deerfield out of Florida, and DePaul and Bergen Catholic. That'll lead off our highlight show coming up on Saturday. Every Sunday, we'll capture the top plays from our cameras and have you vote for the Jersey Sports Zone Football Play of the Week, and we'll also honor top performers with our game ball voting. And if you win that poll, we'll head over to practice and bring you a pigskin to celebrate a great week for your team. We've got a great team here at Jersey Sports Zone. Thanks so much to them for bringing you this great high school football action. I'm Rich Krampanis. We'll see you on Saturday with more high school football right here on JerseySportsZone.com.